Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's showtime. Hi, guys. To hump day. Let's load a game. Let's get loaded. Let's see. 7 hours and 34 minutes seems to be the longest amount of game time we have going. So we're also staring at the medical wing door. Will overwrite my previous autosave progress. Yeah. I'm sure. I'm pretty sure. The medical wing awaits. This is just to calm my nerves. Now entering medical. It lists me as trespassing. Pistol is loaded. Okay, we do have no. Rifle ammo, don't need. String, we're full up. We have the pneumatic dispatch tube, which is basically the bank. What don't I need to carry on me? Well, I can always come back and get this. I don't think I need to carry that much medical equipment on me. Damage resistance buff, we can put that away, I think. Yeah. No, didn't check and see if we had anything else. Yeah, glass tumbler. More glue. It's the Matrix early version. 1.0 alpha. We're full up on string. More water. That's triage. We're in no hurry to get to triage just yet. That sounded like somebody breathing. Waiting room and office. What's down here? Chemicals. The church cellar key. Unusual to get that here. Log, the holder is up to something.
Last night, Edward let slip about a secret lab Holder has set up in Wyndham Village, under the church, apparently.
That explains why we have the church key.
For a month, he's been stealing samples, smuggling out lab equipment, and all with God as his witness. Worst of all, Edward knew because he was planning to join him. Holder's got himself a little rogue scientist brigade. I managed to convince Edward to give me a key to the place. Once this fever is down, I'll march over and confront Holder myself.
The plot thickens, or possibly sickens, one of the two. Could be both, I suppose. That door is a little strange that the medical center would have a door with wood nailed over to keep it from opening. I guess, don't dead open here? That's one of the ferals. Whoop, another one. And another behind him. Okay, feral's on the loose in medical. That explains why it's trespassing. A thrall. Joyous. Did the body get up and move, or was it not dead? All right, this is the waiting room. Things certainly have my attention a bit more now. A makeshift grenade. I have a heavy survival knife already. More water. Thought I saw something moving. Somebody must be dead. I'm hoping somebody is dead under there, because the alternative is that they're not dead and they're just going to wake up. Well, this place is creepy. Gotta say. Painkillers. Test subject containment. I'm very sorry to have to say, the security have just informed me that they found another dead escaped rat from the biological vectors testing. I thought I'd made myself abundantly clear in that last memo that was circulated to all department heads that we must maintain better experimental security. I know that this is a sealed facility, but that does not mean much when we can assume that some incidents will be safely contained. I misread that. I'm sure I do not need to explain to any of you what the consequences might be if one of these test subjects were to escape and breed with the native rodent population. Oh, charming. Another deader. Well, so far I am uncomfortable. Card reader. Requires an unknown keycard. So far I am uncomfortable in the medical wing. Something. Oh, we've got a feral over there. He's coming. 2. Not enough. The humans all die with 1. That doesn't seem to be sufficient for... Oh, we've got another one coming? Yes, we do. Missed me. Ow. Didn't miss me. God damn it. That was such bullshit. I was hitting the keys and nothing was happening. Well, that's my first death in the game. Really not happy with that death, though. To get stuck in the corner and I'm furiously pressing the button to change weapons and nothing's happening. Oh. We're still in here. Okay. That was the last automated save. They don't die quickly from bullets. How about we try something a little bit more aggressive and physical? Ow! You hit pretty hard. That's the rifle. How about a double-barreled shotgun? We're going to have any better luck with that. Check down here. Nothing. There was another one. Maybe the gunshots drew the second one in? There's glowing blue eyes. Hi. Two shotgun shells? Not enough. 4. See what we've got?
What are you doing? Trying to help you, Dr. Fisher. But stay still. No! Get that away from me, Alan! It's not... It's not tested. It will save you quite a way. The infection's hitting your heart, trust me. Get away! Keep your experiments to yourself. Fisher!
Things seem like they might have gone awry here. I hate to draw hasty conclusions. Let's see, we've got hands. We've got, look like broken ankle. Broken arm. With a whole lot of metal stuff stuck into it. Skull x-rays. I'll take the first aid kit and we'll go ahead and eat a pasty. Well, they haven't done the cheap scare yet of any of the bodies waking up that have been laying on the ground. Did I check him for goodies? I don't think I did. Poison and chemicals. Spores. Maybe eventually the spores will give me the immunity I need to get into Data Store Alpha. More spores. Or perhaps the spores will be used for chemical experiment of some sort. Do we have spores showing up in crafting? No. Not yet. Pistol ammo. Good. Back to the first room. So that was triage we were in. I'm going to do a save. Overwriting my oldest save. More glue. Huffing it would probably be a good idea right around now. Bandage and painkillers. I again argue that we need to know exactly what Mary was exposed to and again was rebuffed by the boffins on the lower floor. The man may literally die through ignorance. The sharp security segregations between sections may make sense to the grand sages at military intelligence, but I do not know enough to even attempt to save the man. It's not radiation sickness, but beyond that, I'm at a loss. Rifle ammo. Combat stim. Right, those are the dead guys with the glowy eyes. There was a... I think I missed a passageway somewhere in here. That's triage. Right, this is where I killed the third guy. Did I search him? I did. First aid kit. So one thing of interest is the fungal spores don't show up anywhere. Oh, maybe they do up here. Yeah, they do. 2 of them. Okay. So that's a no-go. We don't have the card reader for the elevator. Or the card for the card reader for the elevator. Alright, I think we have covered all of this. So our next step will be head back to town. Store that, store that, store that. Medical was dicey. outlaws. Because they whistle. Slattendale in that direction.
There's a body. Shit, it's ours.
Yeah. You coming around the corner?
Come on then, sunshine.
You won't get away that easily.
Shotgun ammo, Molotov cocktail, gun oil. Other cocktail. Have I been down here before? No, I can't remember. Do not step into the loose, low-hanging electrical wire. Yeah, this leads to Data Store Charlie. Central processor, and that way is to Slattendale. That's where we're headed, back out to Slattendale. You may have to deal with more baddies, more outlaws. But we've got a key to a locked door in the church basement. So basically we now are up to 4 glowing-eyed ferals and maybe 24 outlaws. There are a number of outlaws there. But I don't have to go into that area proper. I have to stick to the northern edge of the map here, and we'll go into Slattendale. And in we go to Wyndham Village.
This is a defense announcement. The substation is now off limits to all citizens and enlisted men.
Lads are taking it easy today, I see. Good for ye. Going to get a phone call? Yes, we are. Note, it has become clear that actually the phone's not ringing and the voice I will hear is not coming across the phone. I'm doing well. Who is this? Continuing to do well. Yeah, I got it. Well, the voice told me not to trust Sims, and I found Sims to be not particularly trustworthy inherently, so I'm not sure if that was good advice or not. But he's also been, the voice has not been helpful in essentially any other conceivable way. Wants me to kill Oberon, whoever or whatever Oberon is. We know Oberon is in the interchange. That's up. We need down. Is this the door that we could not open before? It is. The church cellar. I should have saved. I'll save immediately here. Save at, 7 hours and 1 minute. Overwrite.
Slowly now. Come into the light where I can see you.
Is he talking to me? I assume, Dr. Holder. Old Hound Whiskey. Why can't I take that? Oh. Yeah. Have we got enough to add another skill? We do. Kill momentum. Throwables damage. Charisma. Items are worth more when bartering. I'm not doing much melee combat, so that doesn't do much good for me. Melee weapon attack power, that's not bad. Oh, I already have that. So I can't grab that. I could grab kill momentum. I'm going to get charisma so that I can sell my stuff for a prettier penny. Gunpowder, I'm going to take that.
You're not one of the scientific staff.
No, I'm not. The log mentions a secret lab under the village set up by someone called Dr. Holder. Your eyes are glowing blue. Everyone who's had blue glowing eyes has attacked me and is currently horizontal permanently. Well, I hope permanently. I mean, I suppose they could be buried standing up. As long as they're not, getting vertical on their own. Dr. Holder.
Who the blazes are you? I know every face on the project, and you're not one of them. How did you know I was down here?
Dr. Holder, what happened to your eyes?
I'm the one asking the questions right now. You were inside medical, weren't you? Inside the interchange.
Yeah.
Just how did you get in there? They sealed the place tight.
I found a key card that worked on the doors.
Found one. Just found the key card.
I used my magical abilities.
It's so ludicrous that I searched to no avail. Will you just find one? Too ludicrous to be untrue. The interchange. Open again after all this time. Astonishing. I thought it was sealed for good, and its contents forever out of reach. But look, do you realize what this means?
No.
Have access to the interchange.
Yes, well, that's
You
true.
might be able to stop this nightmare before it spreads beyond the wall.
Okay. Spread? Spread of what? Exactly, Dr. Holder. Actually, can we... Okay.
You must have seen it. In the interchange. That damned infestation.
The blue, like your eyes?
Discovered the growth at the Oberon site.
Okay, at the Oberon
I
site.
was one of the team assigned to study it. You know, first we thought it was benign, beneficial even, according to the early results.
The Oberon site. What is Oberon?
That's the proverbial long story. And we don't have time for it.
No, you do have time.
I promise you, you'll have your answers. But first, you must understand what you're dealing with.
Some kind of infection.
Small doses of the growth in a purified form showed the most astonishing effect on cognitive capability. But it was not purified nearly enough as it transpired. Its active agent was much more active than we realized. What it was doing to both our bodies and our minds all the while, it beggars imagination. We thought we held the future in a test tube. But all we had isolated was evil in its purest form.
Your eyes. Are you infected?
You can see why I must keep myself hidden away down here. Yes.
You can wear sunglasses.
But I'll never
In the future, all the celebrities do it.
Thanks to this apparatus, I found a way to inoculate myself, halting the infection before it could fully establish itself. If my colleagues had shown more faith in my line of experimentations, well, we wouldn't be where and what we are now. But look, we have so little time. I desperately need your help.
Well, do you have the cure so that I can go into A and potentially B wing and power them up with atomic batteries? Atomic batteries to power, turbines to speed. That's a really old guy TV reference. When I was a wee little kid, I really liked the Batman TV show. And that was what Batman said. And he and Robin would say, atomic batteries to power, turbines to speed. Move out. And the Batmobile would go. I had a toy Batmobile metal car when I was a kid. This was back in the mid-17th century. All right, what can I do to help?
I need you to go back to the medical facility, and this time go deeper. All the way down to the quarantine level. Somewhere in there is a sealed cylinder. It's labeled Sample 1. Find it and bring it here to me. Do that, and I can promise answers. Answers and a way out of here. Here's my keycard.
All right, that's the missing keycard.
Medical section.
What is this sample?
It was the first sample of the growth that was extracted. We took it to the lab to test it. That was a few months before the disaster. It's a pure sample, and that's what makes it so important. Before you go, you should help yourself to a dose of my inoculant.
Excellent.
There's one lying around here somewhere. If you ever encounter a thick area of growth, or are suffering from a potent strain of the infection, that stuff will ease the burden. It should give you a better chance of surviving infested areas. And with any luck, it will silence the voices in your head. Best of luck.
Yeah, that all sounds like a really fine idea. Oh, he meant me? I'm supposed to do all that stuff? Poison, I'm full on poison, full on iodine. Interesting conjecture. Dr. Hanaway, it's an interesting conjecture. Unhappily, the only way we can discover if the growth will form specific and specialized organs is if it were to grow large enough to allow it free rein, and I would hope the arguments against that are self-evident. Even at this generalized level, the organic material is very interesting, showing chemical characteristics not dissimilar to those found in the human brain and nerve tissue. Holder. Yeah, that is not a great sounding start to things. Being like human nerve tissue sounds dangerous. Oh, things move. And yeah, twitch, that's not good either. Evident plant life moving around is on its own, seemingly. Not a fan? Well, there's got to be inoculant. Oh, poison. Scrap. Glass. Experimental inoculation. New skill acquired. Inject itself with Holder's inoculation. I met a surviving scientist, Dr. Holder. In his hideout under the church, he had been infected by strange growth around the plant, but developed an experimental inoculation to keep the infection at bay. I injected myself with a dose of the inoculation. Should give me some protection against the spore clouds. New skill, healing boost, and radiation resistance. And a training stim. Okay. Infection resistant. Provides resistance to all sources of infection. Good. Radiation resistance is now unlocked, as is healing boost. Those ones still are not. As you can see, there are a lot more skills and stuff to go, which may... I have no idea how much game is left. Well, good night to you too, Kimmo, if you're off to bed. Or good evening to you if that was a how you doing kind of hello thing. We Americans use good night as a end of the day thing. A welcome in the evening would be a good evening. There you go. Good evening to you too. I drink to your health. So the fact that we have all of these other skills that we don't even know what they are implies to me that there's an awful lot of the game left. And that's sort of... I had someone ask on YouTube, ask what I thought of the game. And it's like, you know, it's pretty good. Right now, I would say it's above average, a 6 or a 6.5. But if there's a lot, you know, by the time I get to the end, maybe it's a 7.5. And if there's a lot more to the game than I've seen, then it might go higher. Oh, I can get that? I would like that, please. Yeah, infection resistance. Oh, we already have that. Got it. Right. Got it. Absolutely. Orange juice to your health. All right, I am feeling healthy. Tomorrow morning, I probably won't be feeling quite so healthy. More chemicals. Thank you. I'm relieved that you'll be drinking it tomorrow. Because I'll probably be in dire need of the vitamin C tomorrow. All right, so I guess we are now heading right back to the medical wing. Pardon the yawn. And we're back in Wyndham Village. I do not have any pets. Once upon a time, I had a cat. I liked my cat. My cat liked me. Sadly, my cat allergies did not like my cat, and they got so bad, I had to call an ambulance. The only time in my life I've ever dialed 911. I got a trip. I was going to say a free trip, but no, not free. A trip to the emergency room, and I had to give my cat to my brother. I've always been allergic to cats, but we always had them as a kid. This is, it was just, it overloaded my system. Yes. I don't remember who Miss Tanner is, but yes. How are you spying on me? Don't worry, I'm way ahead of you on that. Well, you're not anyone, so... yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. One of your cats is anti-allergenic, Ragdoll. Not offering her, though? Yeah, I wouldn't want to take the chance. Because
Citizens of Wyndham, a
I was not happy to give my cat away, even though it was to my brother.
please stay away from there until it
On the other hand, it is possible I should not have tempted the gods by naming her after the god of witches. Hecate was perhaps not the wisest name for my black cat. I would love to have a dog, but I think I am too lazy, especially now at my age, to take sufficient care of a dog.
no longer responsible for your safety.
Her name is Lucifer. Well, Lucifer is an angel. The first angel. And like all true loves, it withered on the vine. That's an old guy movie reference. Yes, Lucy, emphasis on the fur. Not great for the guy who's allergic. All my life I knew, don't rub my face in the cat because that'll make my eyes itch. If the cat scratched me, it would get a little bit, swollen, and then it would go back to just being a cat scratch. So we'd always had cats when I was growing up. I'm going to save. Let's see, how about at the 7 hour and 7 minute overwrite? Maine Coon is Lilith. Yes, Lucifer and Lilith. Lilith was like Adam's first wife, if I'm remembering my biblical, let's go with the word mythology here. Could be mistaken on that, though. My cup runneth under. I will be right back. So the cat is actually Lilith. That's interesting. Now, if memory serves, in the Diablo games... Oh, I forgot to even press my AFK. Now I feel guilty here. Have some AFK. And now I'm back. Lilith is the daughter of hatred, the primeval of hatred, and is the mother of sanctuary in the Diablo games. There is a summer treat for kids growing up in America, at least the ones of my generation, called a root beer float. It is vanilla ice cream with root beer. This is vanilla vodka, a splash of cream, and root beer. It's an adult version, and it's delicious. However, it is likely that root beer is an acquired taste, and we American kids acquire it when we're young, because I've had multiple European friends describe the taste of root beer as vile. Specifically, 3 of them used the word vile. So, if it's not something you have acquired as a taste as a child, it's not something you might like. Although there was also a European who was a regular in my stream here for quite a while, who was a fan of root beer, which is very rare amongst the Europeans because it's not a taste most of them would have grown up with. So, vanilla vodka, splash of cream, root beer. Something like that in Brazil. Ice cream with chocolate shavings and Coke. That would be quite similar, yeah. There have been various and sundry different variations on the root beer float. I have had a Coke float in the past. There are even other adult versions of it. There's a really nice restaurant in Las Vegas. Hubert Keller is the chef, and it's called the Burger Bar. And they make burgers, but they make burgers with a whole lot of options. And one of the things they have there is they have a beer float, which is coffee ice cream and Guinness. And it's delicious. It's weird, but delicious. But ice cream with chocolate shavings and Coke, crazy cow. You hate root beer, it tastes like dry sugar cane. The normal description I've seen are things like root beer tastes like medicine that's gone bad, that kind of thing. But yeah, ice cream and stuff. Also good would be vanilla ice cream and orange soda would work great. Did I save? I did. Because I'm about to open up back into the interchange. Yes, if you are not a fan of root beer, you would not like this drink. I feel safe in saying that. However, us Americans, those of us who grew up with it, it's quite delightful. Vanilla ice cream and Red Bull. I actually looked at the Red Bulls today at the store, and it's just too expensive. Like $3.50. All right, that is Data Store Charlie. And that'll get me to medical. Don't step under. Oh. I did it again. Multiple times. I've stepped under the live wire. Very expensive, you know. Buying gamer subs. Yeah, I have seen the ads. A lot of streamers selling the gamer subs. Joyce?
Well, there might be hope for us yet.
You have nothing else other than that, right? Okay, Joyce. You're not a big help, Joyce, I gotta say. I'm sure you're a very sweet lady, you're not a big help. But I'm not supposed to trust you. The voice tells me not to trust you. But we now know that the voice is in my head, quite literally. And that was C. That's this way to central processor. Oh, give me just a second. Spam bot deleted. There we are, that, and there we go. We're back. I'm back. Hi, how'd you miss me? Shh. Didn't scare me that time. I remembered. What are those? Okay, I can use those to reroute the data. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. We've got 2 more data stores to go. Oh, you wouldn't believe how hard I'm going to data. The amount I have dated in the past is just about unreal. Let's go ahead and store those. Well, let's see. Bolt action sniper. High, low, very high. That one can go away. Now keep in mind, I have worked on a Cray supercomputer for 7 years. You can't get much harder dataing than that. All right, that way to data store alpha. We may actually be able to access alpha now. I think probably not, but maybe. Yeah, a $20 plus million supercomputer. I'm going to save, and we're going to take a poke at this, if you'll pardon the phrase, please. 714 is the oldest save game. Nope. Okay, I am still getting the effects of infection. Okay. That answers that question. We are not yet have enough resistance built up to get into that data store without, dying. Change HTML on Tumblr to make your blog look pretty. That's tech. I only did a little bit of HTML stuff when it was first starting, when the web was first waking up. That way to the exit. The Wyndham Village exit, right. I don't know what's down this way. That's to main reception. Now, my computer time on the internet started in 1987. And the web didn't really start coming in until 95. I don't know what is down this way. I know I've come this way. Ah, that's right. Casterfell Woods. And you overpassed. That's not the word. Bypass would probably be the right way to go. But your mom put on the computer so you wouldn't be in social media. Orkut. I remember Orkut and MSN. That's quarantined to medical. Can we get in from here? No, well, no. English is a real language. It's just made up of dozens of other languages. No power. That's main reception. That's not showing any power either. Back to Oberon. It scared me that time. Didn't scare me last time, it scared me that time. Now you can't do shit. You feel dumb as bleep on a computer. Understandable. A lot of my stuff is I'll be generous. Past its expiration date too. All right, well, how the hell was I getting to medical then? Medical.
I don't know you. The heck? Right there. Aye, let's get the back. Dead body. Damn, one of ours. Need to reload.
How's that guy still alive? He's not even like one of the feral. Did I? If he got. Oh. Oh, there were two of them. Oh, I'm almost dead. I almost finished myself by stepping under the electrical circuitry. I hear whistling. Save time. Yeah, I think there were actually two of them, one behind the other. And that's why I was, how is he still standing? It also appears that the game is sort of increasing in difficulty because previously any outlaw I hit with a bullet died in one shot. And now it's taken 2 or 3. I'm not a fan of that automatic increase in difficulty. They should be more difficult because I'm running into tougher critters, not just because I've been in the game for a certain length of time. Now, I don't know. It's actually scaling like that, but it does feel like it. All right, back into medical again. Will we have return of more of the ferals, the blue, glowy-eyed, zombie equivalent bastards? I'm a little bit low on ammo. I've also never, ever been a fan of, like, mobs respawning. I think it's a cheap dodge of a mechanic. Well, I All right, I'm sure everything's going to be just fine down here, you know? Auditorium, decontamination, laboratories, advanced materials, lockdown control. That is one of the ferals. All right, that's where that was blocked off, right? That's one of the infected that's gotten very infected. Okay, he's coming. He has a very determined pace. Missed me. Takes it ticking and keeps on licking. No, takes a licking and keeps on ticking. That one. Yeah, that made more sense. Shotgun ammo. You can tell this is set back in like 1958 or so because they've got sand around instead of actual fire extinguishers. That doesn't look healthy. Decontamination controls. We'll get to that in a second. Log. Medical security recording.
Hello? Anyone receiving this? What the blue happened just now? Who's the reporting? Dr. Holder. Dr. Gallo? Is that you? Where are you?
Listen to me.
Diane, where are you? Is this you doing? When you walked in, there was an explosion.
We had to...
At the wall. Where are you, Diane?
I'm on the evacuation convoy. I'm sorry, Alan. There wasn't no time.
We've got blue glowy down there. That's the decontamination? More of the green? Oh, okay, maybe not. All right, I feel better now. Somewhat. We've got some elevator doors. Doing the jiggly diggly. Experimental training stimulant. The increases in the subject's levels of cognition and awareness are astounding. Oh, that's why I'm learning things so quickly. I'm using some kind of alien life form to speed up my education. We know that exposure to the modified formula might bring interesting, unanticipated effects, but this is beyond even our wildest expectations. The potential applications for a more refined version of the stimulant are near limitless, and I suggest we proceed with a wider trial right away. Imagine a world where a university degree could be completed in a day, a doctor trained in a week, or a soldier put through basic training in minutes. It could change everything. We will, of course, continue to monitor the patient for any further adverse side effects. No one here wants a repeat of the fiasco with Subject 14. That's what I forgot to do today, Kimmo. I wanted to buy some blueberry muffins just to rub your nose in it that I had them too. I forgot. I'm sorry, I let you down. the cakey blueberry kind. Instead, all I got was a sandwich for dinner tonight at the deli and 2 bags of bagels, which is my breakfast / lunch for the next 2 weeks. It was going to be glorious. I was going to, as soon as she showed up, I was going to be reminded. I was going to go get one. I was going to sit down. I was going to have a big shit-eating grin on my face. At the same time, it would be a muffin-eating grin. You can share mine. Just send the address. It'll be moldy if I live too far. California? Probably too far. And we're not keen on shipping things across countries anymore, are we? Okay. He didn't have to give me that sort of dirty look. Like, I can't believe you're trying to hit me with a big machete. I assume at some point they're going to get faster. And maybe smarter. Ooh. He hit pretty hard, though. I'll give him that. I'm going to eat some bread. Spores. Water. Aha, so we have infection resistance. Is there any new stuff we can get? Looks like no. Ah, well, that adds another training stimulant, though. And now we'll check and see if it gave us access to anything. No. No. No, 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 and no. Says it requires 3. Oh, requires 5. Requires 4. Requires 5, 4, 4, 5, 5. That's why I haven't gotten access to any of that. I need more of the learning juice. Another training stimulant and the nail bomb recipe. Oh, you bastard. Sneaky little bastard. He was a sneaky little bastard, okay? That's all I got to say. These ones are called thralls. The first one that we ran into was called a feral. Every other one we've run into since has been a thrall. I did just search him, right? Yeah, okay. Ooh, systems power. We can do that in a minute. I want to get to a place where I feel relatively safe. Maybe I can choose one of these now. Let's see, radiation resistance. I can get that. Yeah, I'm going to take that. I already learned that. I'm going to grab a save here. Do I watch shows? Look like someone who would love to watch Severance. I am aware that Severance is supposed to be amazingly good. I have not watched it. I seldom watch shows. I simply just don't watch much TV anymore. Most of my time I spend sitting on my ass here in front of the computer. Occasionally I'll watch TV, but I watch it on the computer. Ministry of Defense. Grenade. Already have a heavy survival knife, thank you. Combat stim. For those of you who aren't getting enough stim under other circumstances. Rifle ammo. More spores. That's the auditorium. Lockdown control. This is where we came in. Glass, glass, glue. Definitely need to be huffing more glue. Radiation resistance recipe. I think I already know that one too. I already know both of those, but I might be able to trade those. Barred crate. Training stimulant. Yes, please. SMG ammo. Yeah. Bandage was good. I like that. Alright, so that's where we came in. So we have cleared out all throughout this except the auditorium and lockdown control. Alright, lockdown controls has no power. The power switch is on the other side of these double doors. Auditorium can't be opened. Seems like the power switch is our only choice now. All right, that's still closed off. Lockdown controls are now opened. Lockdown is opened. Mommy, I'm scared. Yeah, me too. It's fine, honey. There's no reason to be scared. I'm going to leave you in a scared state for just a second. I'll be right back. I have to have a good cry. All right, I'm back. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm fine. Fine. It's fine. Is that the sample? Is like the first, the pristine sample? Oh, nope. We have bad man. Let's see. So, he only took, what, 10 or 11 bullets? He is undyingable, it seemed, pretty much, yeah. We'll reload this. We're down to 25 bullets. Historically, anything taking a shot from a long arm like this, right in the melon, generally slows them down a little bit. Gun oil. We're fill on everything else he's carrying. Full on. Alright, that gave me a little bit of infection damage. This place is spattered with infection goo. Or gun oil. Gun oil all over the place. Memo from BQ. British Experimental Rocket Group. Now, well, no, that's Berg. That's not Bard. Dear Alan, it was good to hear from you. I know you cannot talk in detail about your work, but the grapevine is abuzz, and I have heard enough to worry me. We suffered a horrible tragedy a few years ago in circumstances that may well echo your current research. I advise you to be careful and be sure of your colleagues. I got more blue, smoky, unpleasant goo. Alan's a common name, even in Brazil. Let's see, we can drop. Store. Store that. Store that. Store that. Store that. And we will get, just to be sure and safe, we'll get another bandage out. Resistances manual. I think I already have resistances. Allows resistances to be purchased. Can only be learned once. I think I already learned that? No, I hadn't learned it. Ah, there's 3 new skills. Poison, burn, and bleed resistance now available. So those ones are now available. They weren't before. They each require 1 learning. Okay, I've heard something. Apparently a couple little rocks fell from the ceiling. Totally nothing to be scared about. Everything's fine. It's fine. There's no problem. Everything's fine here. How are you? Bard. Well, maybe at least I'll finally find out what the hell BARD stands for. The medical tunnels. Yes, everything is so fine right now. It has never, ever, in all of history, been finer. Requires blue fingers skill to pick up the spores. I'm going to fall back on the... There's a lot of skills, particularly in survival, that we have not unlocked yet. All right. Requires 4 for each of those. We have 1. Got it. Well, we got a lot of blue glowy over there. A lot of infectionation. Mind this step. Rifle ammo. Water. Meat. A towel. I've been assured you should always take your towel. That's an old guy book, television show, and movie reference. That's one of my biggest problems, is the inventory management is so dreadful in the game. They offer you all kinds of stuff. But most of the time you can't carry all the stuff. And you don't always have access to the equivalent of the bank, where you can drop stuff off for later. And there aren't enough convenient locations of the bank. So if I want to trade with any of the people who I can trade with, it's like I have to track down one of the bank pneumatic tube things and grab a bunch of stuff off of it. Training stimulant, painkillers, SMG ammo. So we now have 2. That requires 5, 5, 5. They're all more expensive than the amount of brains I have. Me no have enough brain. Me want more brain. Are your eyes... You have lovely blue eyes, sir. Sir? If they ever get any faster, that kind of stuff ain't gonna work. More meat is good. More pistol ammo is definitely good. She took the stimulant into the tunnels. explore the tunnels under the medical lab to find the growth stimulant. The others left without me. I was tasked with watching the growth stimulant, and I couldn't leave my post. I hear the whispers, too. They begged me to bring the stimulant, but I was strong. Then Dr. Langley went mad. She took the stimulant from me and ran to the tunnels. I don't have the strength to follow. The glow is everywhere, the spores, the voices. The ones that are left died, and now they walk the lab. My death is close at hand, and it doesn't seem all that bad. Death is a sort of life if we all go to it together. Not really, dude. You know, I'm sure that felt like a nice sentiment when you were about to croak, but it's not really a great sentiment. Hate to break the news, not a great sentiment. The manager's office appears to be caved in. That does not look very welcoming, although if there is a gap I could squeeze through. I wonder if I'd make that alive. Back to the... We're not in the interchange? Evidently, we're not in the interchange. Well, we can open this up and see where it puts us in the interchange. The Hitchhiker's Guide is exactly correct. Okay, we are basically medical. Pardon me. Excuse me, pardon me. We need another save. Oh, wait, is there... Doesn't look like there's a way behind there. I'm gonna try to squeeze through, guys. I'm gonna hold my breath. That hurt. We have a glowy man. Four shots to the head seems like it will kill them. If they're kind enough to come at a leisurely pace, you know. You know, after a nice killing, nothing quite cheers me up like a can of Spam. By the way, Kimmo, I did buy Spam today. They make a turkey-only Spam. That's the one I bought. I'll let you know. No ham, just turkey. He had nothing on him. Who has nothing on him? Really? Seriously. Yes, I will let you know my official opinion. My opinion on the low-calorie version was that it tastes fine. You give it a good sear on the side. You get a little bit of texture and crunch to it. It wasn't bad at all. I was surprised. I will withhold judgment on the turkey model until I have actually given it a taste, though. I basically just use it, make a sandwich with it. You know, so whatever sandwich fixins you like. I don't think that's a door that's openable, but I will check in a second after I take some damage from it, no doubt. Poison, scrap. Oh, that's barred again. I can't get it open, but I didn't take any damage. Maybe that's not actually a door? I didn't take any damage from it. So maybe what it is the injection I got from the doctor gives me protection from low levels of infection like that, but not from the higher levels. More gun oil. SMG ammo. Scrap, string, water, shotgun ammo. Somebody was sleeping down here. That's not worrisome at all. Tea, thank goodness. I could use a cuppa. Maybe I can trade it to somebody in town. Ow! I do not think that was necessary, sir. Apparently, there were people living down here for some length of time. Shotgun ammo, more meat. Weird iridescent glow. Nothing good ever comes from an iridescent glow. The best thing that's ever come out of an iridescence is that someone spilled oil in the water and you get the little iridescence. That's the least awful thing that comes with iridescence. I will have more meat, please. Oh, that's not healthy for me. That did not appear to do anything to it. Now I am concerned. That is now opening up too. There's no way this is good news. Extraterrestrial? Or just something from an older Earth? I'm not sure. I'm not confident in my ability to get by. I'm going to try to shoot barrel and see if anything happens. No. It was worth trying. That one blew up. Okay, that was the thing I walked past back there. I just don't think there's any advantage to me going that way. There's at least one thing I need to check back previously. We're going back through the Ookie infection spot. Oh, I need to check up here. Is there anything up here? I can't get up there. All right, Lens, hold your breath. We're going through. The infection spot tastes and smells like antifreeze fluid. Theoretically, antifreeze is supposed to taste great. That's why you have to be careful around pets with antifreeze, is because it tastes really sweet and they'll lick it up. It does have the right coloration, though. I have to agree with you on that. And some meat. Because, hey, everything can be cured with a little bit of judicious application of meat. Alright, I'm supposed to be down here to get a sample for the doctor. You will lick it in your deathbed, and it'll be your last wish. That's an odd choice, I'm not going to lie. You could do worse. Store, store, store. Did that consume that? God damn it. You see, this is a problem that you get to with this kind of crap. This UI is such garbage because it's a half measure of a PC UI. In essence, it's actually the console UI, and they've made it work on the PC, but console UIs are terrible compared to a PC user interface. They're just terrible. But us PC players are forced to put up with them if we want to play a joint release. I am so sick of it. The curse. Why they can't give us an actual, I don't know, PC UI for a PC game. Oh, since you're asking about my thoughts for the game as I was raging, the game itself is fine. It's good. Storyline is very good. Pace is slow at the start. It's picking up now. My major complaints, if you're on Xbox, you'll be using the controller. So you're used to the console UI. Moving a console UI onto a PC is never going to be good on the PC. So my major complaints will be less for you than they are for me. The UI is the biggest one. Most particularly, I can show you. This is the quest tracker, and it's pretty garbage tier. Not gonna lie, it's bad. The UI, the inventory is clumsy again for a PC user, but it's also frustrating because it's so small. It feels like you want an inventory to be a source of friction, not a source of frustration, and it's been a source of frustration. Again, a PC complaint is when I wanted to see what the skills menu, what key brought up the skills menu. This is what, or if I wanted to change the skills menu, this is what you would have to go through on a PC. Hit escape. Options, that's 2. Controls, that's 3. Controls presets, 4. Customize, 5. Miscellaneous, 6. There it is. That's when how I change the keycaps, the key controls. It's 6 clicks to get through it and like 4 different menus. And to get back out, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not acceptable on a PC. I understand that, again, if I was playing with my controller, I bought one like a week ago, it would be less of a complaint. No, it would be the same complaint because I'm used to PC UIs, not console UIs. But that's a me thing. If you're a console player, you're used to working through console UIs on a controller. So, as a console player, my only complaint I think that is completely legitimate is the inventory feels frustrating and the quest tracker is a clusterfuck regardless of UI. Other than that, the combat seems fine. There hasn't been a whole lot of it. It's getting slowly increasing and ramping up. Story is good. Writing is good. Voice work is fine. So generally, my opinions are positive. Somebody asked on YouTube what I thought for the game on a on a 10 rating. And I said, I'm a tough grader. It is clearly above average. So right now it's a 6 or a 6.5. But if it continues to improve, 7.5, almost certainly. And if the game gets larger, and I think the game will get larger, it could easily go higher than a 7.5. I seem like I would like Valheim. I enjoy the crafting survival games. Valheim is one I tend to find more frustrating than some of the others. The one I've played the most is Nightingale. I played that I played it for like a week up until the release of this 2 days ago. So if you check on my old streams, I played a bunch of Nightingale. I have like 110 or 120 hours in Nightingale. A little difficult, better with friends. That's my understanding. Yeah. I was playing it solo. So, as an example of the possibility for growth, I'm 9 hours into the game, I think. And the skill system is not very deep or particularly interesting, but the fact of the matter is that there are a bunch of skills that I haven't even unlocked the ability to see what they are, let alone unlock them. So there's obviously a good deal of game still to come. Mind you, the skill system's not deep, like I said, but there's a lot of stuff that isn't available at all. So how much game is left? I don't know. Looks like a lot. So my 6.5 rating is for me playing at a very slow pace for about 9 hours. And a 6.5 isn't bad, because for me, an average game, I give a 5, not a 7 or an 8 like the websites do. For 10 people, you're playing with 5 right now. If I ever play Valheim again, please invite you. You're off the ladder. Oh, well, we would be right at home. I'm going to see if I can get a sample from this body. Here we go. That's sample 1. All right, I got sample 1. That's the one I need for the scientist. Dr. Holder, I found sample. Yep. All right, back to the basement of the church. Let me eat some meat. More than welcome to join the server. I am definitely a play at my own pace kind of player. That is absolutely true. And my pace tends to be slow. In part because I'm old. In part because I'm just a very deliberate player. The auditorium. All right, here we are back in medical. I don't know how I get back up. Literally had nightmares with the blue troll because the sounds of him walking scared you so much. I don't think I can get back up the way I got down, but I don't know. Maybe I can. Can I climb? I can't climb. So. That's one way through. Was there an exit out to Slattendale? Has to be. Am I going to have to go through the blue goop again? I don't want to go through the blue goop again. And we grab that stuff. I gotta figure out how to get back to the rest of the game. That's the auditorium. Lockdown control. I think I've got to go... No, maybe I don't have to go through the blue goo again if I come in over here. Nope, I got to take a hit. Oh, jeez. Alright. Oh, that didn't actually give me any damage. I'm fine with that then. Alright. Back into the medical tunnels to see if we can find a way out. I think I did have a way out down there. Think to the left. There was a way out to Slatin Dale. Deception Fusion 4. I have a spiel. Here it comes. Take a deep breath. You're going to be incredibly wowed by it. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and frequently, far too frequently, complete and total unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the follow. They're going to let me out? This takes me back into the interchange. Okay, I can get out from here. BG3 you play regularly? I've started it like a half a dozen times. Every time I get like a couple hours in and I want to play a different character. Don't blow up. It's going to blow up. I did not get completely away. Ow. Ow. Oh, sample 1, right. Lick the infection. I'm not sure that's the best instructions and advice I've ever received in my life. For anything. Ever. Let's see, data store C. And I walked under the electrical wiring again. Barred from the other side. All right, well, data store C it is then. That is an outlaw. No, that's, what's her name? One of the doctors. Right. Forgot she was up here. I resisted the urge to shoot her. Go me. Hey. You see, I can be taught. All right, Slatindale. And out I go. I could turn back on the guns. Might keep the outlaws out. All right, Slatindale. There's a good song called The Life of Riley. Lightning Seeds, I think. Man, I am old. Uh-huh. We've... Alright, well...
You're dead. You in? You bugger. You'll die here.
That was nice of him to fall over backwards like that. I am appreciative. Is he coming back up? Nope, nope, no, 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 not that. All right.
Gonna check it out.
$43. I can barely remember 43. Let's see. I'm getting low on rifle ammo and pistol ammo. Wasn't expecting there to be a bunch more of these outlaw jerks out here, but that's fine. I can finish them off. Missed him. Didn't miss him twice. No, no, she's talking to me. She's attempting to make me feel better about being actually old. All right, we got them both dead.
No more surprises. Stay alert. Stay alive.
Potatoes? Sure, I'll take the potatoes. I will always take a Cornish pasty. They're delicious. Seriously, they are really delicious. Yeah, it's a spiked club. I can't imagine the spiked club will trade for much money in town. Or trade for much in the way of goods. I am going to head to the pub first and then down to the doctor. There we go. What were the dinos like? Delicious when cooked correctly. You had to do them low and slow. So, you know, like a very slow barbecue or a braise. Personally, I preferred braising.
Report it immediately to the protocol officer. Remember, colluding with criminals is a serious offense.
No, no, I can take jokes about being ancient. By frickin' Twitch and YouTube numbers, I am beyond ancient. What's on the far side of ancient? What's past mummified? Oh, it's the voice in my head, which includes a telephone bell ringing. I skipped the Big Bang. There was a party going on that night. What would you have me do? That's the voice. And we have established that people who are hearing voices, some of them even hear the phone ring and they pick it up. Nope, that's the City Hall. We want to hit Grendel's Head, which is the pub. And see what we can buy off of the pub keeper.
Welcome back.
Hi, Alf. I have both the messages you were after.
Oh, that's brilliant. Brilliant. Knew you'd get it done. I'm glad you found Nora. She can be a bit of a knout, but she's a lifeline for us in the village. I don't know what we'd do without her. How's my contact in Skellamore? Been a while since I heard from him, truth be told.
I'm sorry. He was dead when I found him.
Dead? Oh no. The poor bugger.
Yeah.
Gun. On a few of them protocol lads, you could still see that out. You know, he was one of them ordered to stop that civilian convoy. The one that's just wreckage up on the Skellamore Road. Oh, don't think he ever forgave himself for that. Been a helping hand for us ever since. I really appreciate all you've done. These messages are more important than you might realise. Let's just say you've given the village a chance to, well, speak up for itself. Here, take this. In fact,
I'd like to trade. All right, what do we got? He's got... Well, that's the crafting. I think I've already got that. Really? That's what he's got? Things that I already had? He's got nothing I want. He's got all the things I sold him before. Well, that's kind of the craps. Don't want to sell him any of my ammo. I'm low on that. Well, maybe he's got ammo. No, he doesn't have any ammo. That's the craps. Consumables, throwables, weapons. All right, well, yep, I should be going. All right, let's head back to the basement of the church and the doctor. And then I believe I'll probably be calling it an evening. Because if I called it a potato, that wouldn't make any goddamn sense.
Dangers may be dangers. If you encounter anyone who is unfamiliar to you, report their presence as soon as possible to the controlling authority.
Pardon me? Excuse me. Into St. Catherine's. Yes, I'm playing early access. I paid the $20. Can't say I recommend the $20. The game? I like it. It's a bit of a slow burner to start. I think for some people, the amount of combat it's had, at least for me so far, has been less than if you're used to something like Fallout. Story is good. Gameplay is pretty good. Writing is good. Voice work is okay. My biggest problems are the UI. I'm a PC player, and it's a PC/console UI, and therefore it's not very good for a PC player. I assume it'll be fine for a console player. Good night, Kimmo. Thank you for hanging. Yeah, exactly. If you find the subject matter interesting and your interest is piqued, I definitely would. I would not recommend to someone having paid the $20 that they would pay the $20. I don't think it was worth it as an early adopter in my case, except it does allow me to play when other people are looking for opinions, so I probably get a few more people dropping in to watch. That's about it. Also, I have no self-restraint, so that's a factor too. Dr. Glowy Eyes, he has the most beautiful blue eyes. They glow.
time is of the essence. With any luck, sample 1 will still be hidden away in the medical facility.
I found sample 1 for you here.
You found the sample?
I found the sample.
Wonderful. For the first time in years, there's hope. A true, viable hope.
What were those creatures down there?
Those used to be some of the finest minds in the country. Country be damned in the world. My colleagues, trapped there when the laboratory was sealed. Now I need to get to work on this sample. This alien monk has vulnerabilities.
So it is alien.
Taking advantage of them is difficult.
That was what I assumed.
I can see you're curious and you've earned some answers, should you want them.
I would like them,
Is there
yes.
anything that you want to know?
My day's pretty good. For me, a busy day. I went to the store. I want to know what Oberon is, please. The first message I got in the game is, kill Oberon.
It's an official secret, for all the weight that carries now.
It shouldn't.
Oberon is the code name for the meteorite.
It was a meteorite. Aha! I thought that might be the case.
During the evacuation of new slate mine workings. That discovery was the reason they built this whole circus here. Ideally,
Sorry, spoilers. Oops!
the rock itself contained remarkable minerals, instrumental.
Yeah, you might want to bail for the spoilers here. Sorry, didn't even think of that.
But they drilled too deep into Oberon. And, at its core, discovered organic matter. That was sample one. A team of biologists, myself included, were assigned to analyze it.
Sorry.
But the Oberon investigative team drilled too deep. There was some sort of violent and highly energetic feedback. that
Pretty much what a busy day in your life is like also.
That was in 1957.
My days consist of waking up, eating, surfing the web, eating again, streaming, playing games and surfing the web, maybe having a late night snack, going to bed, repeat. It may sound boring, but as a retired guy, it is better than working. And what exactly is the growth you discovered?
It is abominable. Plainly extraterrestrial, voracious and implacable. At first, the top brass was excited by the potential it showed. In small doses, it seemed to accelerate our ability to learn to a remarkable degree. Your mind expanded. As if you had a connection to
Pardon the yawn.
knowledge that you had somehow forgotten and were simply rediscovering it. But then, some of us started to change.
Sound like long law customs, and that's the case.
Terms with it. The explosion at the Oberon site came just days later. The quarantine was declared, and they trapped us in the lab. They left us for dead. Our own colleagues.
How did you end up here?
Why am I still trapped in the medical section? We didn't know it at the time, but there was a breach towards the back of the lab. Thanks to my experimental inoculation, I was able to resist the infection, to keep my own personality and intellect intact. I escaped through the tunnels under the lab. The only place I could think of to hide was there. When it seemed there was more to this growth than the BARD top brass wanted to admit, some of my colleagues and I decided to set up a very unofficial lab. This is it. It was hard work carting all this gear undetected, but we managed. The vicar agreed to let us use the crypt for storage years ago, before the disaster. We made a small donation to the church, you understand. And he didn't ask any questions after. Now, I need to get to work on turning the sample active but toxic. A biological time bomb, if you will.
Can I do anything to help?
In the meantime, there's something else you may be able to help me with.
Of course.
In return, I can assure you a route out of here. That's the deal.
Very well. What do you need?
Sometimes, at night, I go up to the church tower and listen to the sentries chatting down below. I've heard some chatter that suggests my old colleague, Dr. Garrow, came back into the zone.
Damn, she did.
Soldiers locked her up in their prison
Yep.
and scared her more. Seems she's upset her captain.
I've chatted with
There's
her.
neither use nor ornament trapped there. Can you get her out? I very much need to see her. It's vitally important.
Maybe. Why is it so important I find her?
I never thought
I've already found her.
It's vital I see her about something.
I've only a couple things I've done where I tested to see what would happen if, and had to rewind. That was one of them. Letting her out made an enemy of me to everybody in the prison, all the guards. Who exactly is this Dr. Garrow?
I worked on the Oberon project. Garrow's a cyberneticist. That's the science of control, if you're unfamiliar with the term. She was over on the technological end of things, leading the development of the robots. A very brilliant woman. and obsessively devoted to her work above all else. When the quarantine was declared, well, she got out, and we didn't. I never thought I'd have a chance to see her again. But it seems she couldn't leave well enough alone and just had to come back.
I'll get back to you.
Hurry. Find her if you can. It's very important.
When I let her out of her cell, she ran off and locked the door behind her going into interchange. And letting her out made every guard in the place mad at yours truly. And I didn't want to shoot my way past dozens of guards, but I may have to do that. And oot the church we go. And I am going to call it an evening right here. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. As always, I am very appreciative. Let me throw a save. Gaming PS Junkie. Thank you very much for the follow. You get a spiel. Welcome to my humble little stream of a misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and really, quite frequently, total and complete unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the follow. That is a great way for me to finish off the evening. I probably will not be streaming tomorrow as I am enjoying adult leisure beverages. I should be back on Friday at the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand, with more of this game. We got another game release coming that's making April going to be really busy for me. On April, I believe, 4th, we have the PoE 2 0.2 launch. On April 17th, we have the Last Epoch Season 2 launch. On April 18th, we have the return from the game graveyard of Defiance. And then on the 24th, I think, 23rd or 24th, the early access release of a game I demoed and played on stream maybe 2 months ago called Railgods of Terra? Railgods of Terra? Railgods of something. Miss Terra, I think. Basically, sort of a survival crafting game after the Lovecraftian world apocalypse. So those are my April games. And that 1 week with 3 games that I wanted to play is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. Anyway, I'm back tomorrow. Nope, not tomorrow. Back Friday, usual time. Again, I want to thank you guys for hanging out. Really does matter. Hopefully you will see me soon. Back on Friday. Hope the rest of your Wednesday night, hump day, goes great. Make it through Thursday. Coast towards your weekend. Back in a couple days. Take care and